My deal on my features is still going. It end this month, only for this month. 5,000 for the features, man. I know a lot of niggas don't want to type in with me, so you know this is your chance. You know what I'm saying? I already did 3. There's only a couple more spots left. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do a couple more spots. So if y'all trying to do that, y'all tap in. You know what I'm saying? 5,000 for the feature only this month.
And Chopper 4 was over the scene of a death investigation in Hallandale Beach. Police say they got a call this morning about the body of a man found near an abandoned house on Northwest 6th Terrace and 10th Street. Investigators are trying to figure out what happened and have not released the victim's name. If you know anything about this case, call police.
Something wasn't right on that quiet Hallandale Beach street. It was early, too early for anyone to be outside, except for a lone dog walker who noticed something in the yard, something that didn't belong. They froze. They didn't know it yet, but what they found was the beginning of one of South Florida's most disturbing mysteries. Police arrived within minutes. They didn't say much, not at first, only that there were quote-unquote unusual circumstances. Only that the body didn't appear to belong to anyone who lived there. Only that the house itself had been empty for months. And behind the scenes, investigators were already whispering the same name, WizDaWizard. But at this point, nothing was confirmed, not officially.
Deadly discovery in Hallandale Beach where a body was found this morning. Investigators suspect foul play. Local 10's Ian Margle is live with details on this. Ian.
Yeah, police cleared this scene about an hour and a half ago at this point. This is the home where that man was found, but there are still a lot of questions left to be answered here. Namely, why did this happen and where was this man killed?
Make their way into a crime scene after a man was found dead on a sidewalk Friday.
Investigation continues. There's going to be detectives reaching out to the family, friends, trying to get some more information.
According to Hallandale Beach Police, a neighbor found the body around 6 a.m. in front of this home on Northwest 6th Terrace and 9th Court. It's unclear at this point if the man was actually killed there or if his body was dumped, but police say he did grow up in the area. Although law enforcement hasn't confirmed who he is, the victim has been identified on social media as rapper WizDaWizard. And as people gathered at the scene, some pushed their way under the crime scene tape.
When you suspect that it might be a family member of yours or a loved one, you would want to try to confirm that for yourself. It wasn't anything malicious or ill will. It was just trying to get their own confirmation.
Now, investigators are working to figure out who did this and why.
We're making a plea to the public at this time that if anyone has any information that could help us assist with a suspect, then that would be greatly appreciated.
So this is still very early stages of this investigation. WizDaWizard, his real name, Wisdom Williams, and the police did tell us that the victim grew up in this neighborhood. He hasn't lived here in a bit, but did grow up here when he was younger. As soon as we get any updates on this case, of course, we will let you know.
Before the public knew anything, shockwaves were quietly moving through South Florida's rap scene. Phones buzzing, group chats lighting up, people checking on each other. WizDaWizard, real name Wisdom Williams, hadn't been answering his phone. No posts, no stories, just silence. For a rising artist tied to Kodak Black and Sniper Game, silence was unusual. And when silence turns into fear, rumors start spreading like wildfire. Screenshots, tweets, Instagram lives, everyone saying the same thing. Wiz was found dead. Wiz was chopped up. Wiz was left in somebody's yard. But the truth was still carefully held behind public tape. No suspect, no motive, no confirmation. Only one thing was certain. Whatever happened out there wasn't random. When investigators finally released details, the community's worst fears were confirmed, and then some. Williams' body had been found dismembered, left in pieces in the front yard of an abandoned home. There were no gunshots, no signs of a struggle in the immediate area. It was as if whoever did this wanted the body found, but not the truth.
We're following breaking news in Hallandale Beach. That's where a man has been found dead in a neighborhood.
Police do suspect foul play. Local 10 News reporter Annalise Garcia joins us live.
She's at that scene now with some breaking details for us. Annalise.
Okay. Yeah. Christy, Janice, we got here about an hour ago in the middle of a lot of commotion. We were on the other side of this crime scene where about 100 people were gathered waiting for answers on this person who was found dead. Now, we are hearing from these people that we were speaking to on that side over there that the deceased is well known in the neighborhood. As for official confirmation to who he is, we're waiting for police to tell us. Sky 10 over the scene where a body was found early Friday morning. Hallandale Beach Police tells us they found a man dead near Northwest 6th Terrace and Northwest 10th Street. Investigators say they do suspect foul play. Whether the man was killed in the location he was found or if his body was brought here after the fact, that's still unclear. Local 10 arrived on scene where a large crowd of people gathered near the yellow crime scene tape. Some people comforting each other, others standing around watching, waiting for information. Our cameras were rolling when one man decided to cross the yellow tape because he wanted to see the deceased body of his family member. Police tried to stop him and things escalated. Multiple people crossed the tape. Eventually, officers were able to clear the area of the crime scene. Broward County Sheriff's Office showed up to assist. Now, emotions were high out there earlier. They're still high. People want answers. We're working to confirm more information as to who this person is and how his body ended up here.
Detectives worked quietly, methodically. They canvassed the neighborhood, knocked on doors no one had opened in months, searched for cameras, looked for any sign, any trace of where the killing actually happened. Because one thing was clear, this wasn't the crime scene. This was a message. But a message for who? Behind the scenes, investigators were tracking something else entirely. A pattern, shootings, robberies, disappearances, violent incidents stretching back years. And at the center of almost every thread was the same name, Dania Hot Boyz, a crew with deep roots, long histories, and mounting tensions in Broward County. A crew the Broward Sheriff's Office had been quietly building a case against for months. A case that connected crimes across multiple neighborhoods. To the public, these were scattered headlines. To detectives, it was one long chain. But connecting WizDaWizard to it, that was dangerous. That was sensitive. That was the kind of connection investigators refused to speak on. At least not yet. Still, the whispers grew louder. While police were still processing the scene in Hallandale Beach, South Florida woke up to another headline. Another rapper, SpotemGottem, had been shot while driving down I-95, hit in the legs, hospitalized, survived.
Two developing stories involving rappers. Police in Hallandale Beach say a man was found dead in front of a home this morning. He's believed to be rapper WizDaWizard. Florida Highway Patrol says an alleged road rage shooting on I-95 also this morning led to another man getting at least 22 bullet holes to the driver's side of his car. That man is said to be rapper SpotemGottem. CBS 4's Jessica Vallejo joins us from Hallandale Beach with what police are telling us about both shootings.
This is the corner of 6th Terrace and 10th Street, and this is where that body was found early this morning in front of this vacant home. You can see those markers still remain on the floor, but this no longer an active scene. Police still remain investigating.
A prior resident to the city of Hallandale Beach.
While Hallandale Beach police have not confirmed the identity of the person found, multiple posts on social media claim the victim was rapper WizDaWizard. Police said what caused the person's death is still unknown. Now, Chopper 4 aerials show police cornered off a large perimeter of the neighborhood. Family members showed up to the home. Police say as per the integrity of the investigation, they will not release the man's name yet.
I can't confirm a head wound, but it does appear that he did have some trauma to his body, correct. At this time, we don't have any known suspects, and the investigation is still ongoing.
Two incidents, hours apart, both tied to the same circles of music, street politics, and danger. Coincidence? Retaliation? Distraction? Police wouldn't say, but residents who've been watching the rising tension in Broward County for years, they had theories, dangerous ones. And as more information leaked out, the question became impossible to ignore. Was WizDaWizard targeted, or was he caught in someone else's war? Then, years later, everything changed. In late 2024, The Broward State Attorney's Office announced a massive 33-count indictment. 8 alleged members of Dania Hot Boyz were arrested in a sweeping sting operation.
A crime crackdown taking down a violent gang of suspected killers. Now a list of murder cases are heating up again. Vanessa Medina is live in Fort Lauderdale with the details for us. Vanessa.
That's right, some of them dating back to 2021. What happened was, according to police, a case in January blew open the whole thing, and now 8 suspected murderers are behind bars. A violent gang, police say, off the streets and in jail. 5 going before a judge Wednesday, facing a 33-count indictment, which closes 8 murder cases and 12 attempted murder cases in Broward County. The investigation began back in January after 17-year-old Terrence Farrington was shot and killed at a Plantation Best Buy.
They was buying ring cameras. Terrence came out, Terrence failed, and died right there.
And all 4 people were shot, including 2 customers. The star football player was killed. Police now say Sigmund Brown, Kavaris Johnson, and Gerard Charles are responsible for the teen's death.
Terrence was a student full of life and love, and was one of the star players on my 7-on-7 football team.
A print lifted at the scene led BSO's gang task force to one of the gang members, and that blew open this investigation. 10 months later, 8 now arrested, guns confiscated, along with stolen credit cards, gift cards, and ammunition. The state attorney's office now breaking down each case and charges against each suspect. Trayvon Key and Kavaris Johnson charged with the shooting death of rapper WizDaWizard, or Wisdom Johnson, back in September of 2021. Johnson is also accused in the shooting death of Antoine Dobard. He was shot at a laundromat in Pembroke Park, April 9th, 2023.
I see these 4 guys with black hoodies, and I looked and they started just unloading. They just started firing.
Johnson is also accused of murdering Vernaldo Donner and Terry McKenzie, both shot and killed while driving on I-95 in Fort Lauderdale, May of last year.
Second victim has a gunshot wound to the back of the head. 2 level 1 traumas on the Broward.
We have Sunrise Boulevard completely shut down westbound. They're walking the ramp, looking for evidence on this roadway right now, possibly bullet casings.
Kavaris Johnson and Raja Roll facing yet another murder charge, this one a week after Terrence Harrington was killed, this time.
I've been shot. Call my boyfriend.
Johnny Henderson shot and killed while driving in Miramar.
We just heard pow, 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 pow.
It was like a semi-automatic. So it was like, you're like 4 times or 5 times.
All 8 facing serious charges that could land them in jail for life and/or the death penalty. So of the 8, 1 is a minor. He also went before a judge today. The 5 going before that judge today pleading not guilty. The other 3 going before a judge Friday.
The list of charges were staggering: homicides, shootings, conspiracies, crimes stretching back to 2021. And buried inside that indictment was the breakthrough. Trayvon Key, known as HMT Trey, was charged with first-degree murder of Wisdom Williams. Another man, Kavaris Johnson, was also charged. And for the first time, investigators said it out loud. WizDaWizard's murder was believed to have been committed to benefit or further the interests of a criminal gang. A killing with purpose, a killing with intent, a killing meant to send a message. But even with the arrest, the puzzle wasn't finished. Even now, there are things the public still doesn't know. Where was Wiz actually killed? Why was his body left in the yard, placed so deliberately? Who else might have been there? And what did investigators uncover that hasn't been released? Because one thing is clear: dismemberment isn't random. It's impulsive. It's theatrical. It's symbolic. It's the kind of violence meant to echo. And in a world where music, money, loyalty, betrayal, and street politics intersect, someone also knows more than they're willing to say. The indictment gave answers, but it also opened new questions that may never fully be uncovered. WizDaWizard was more than a headline, more than a crime scene, more than a name whispered in the early morning hours of September 2021. He was an artist on the rise, rapping beside Kodak Black, building momentum, gaining views in the hundreds of thousands. He had music, he had fans, he had a future. And the mystery surrounding his death didn't silence his legacy, it amplified it. What really happened to Wisdom Williams? Who ordered it? Who knew about it? And what secrets are still buried in the shadows of Broward County? One thing is certain, the full story still hasn't been told. And somewhere out there, someone knows why. Alright y'all, there y'all have it, man. That's the crazy story of WizDaWizard. Get in that comment section, man. Let me know what y'all think. Drillers and trappers, we outside trapping and drilling 247. Don't go nowhere. Watch that next video.